Let's get into it. Soul Not for Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. This has to be the saddest story that I have ever heard on the JRE. Hands down. Maybe it's because I'm a new father myself, but Francis Ngannou is telling the story about how he lost his son, who is 15 months old. And the reason that I want to play this clip is because right now we're all in this state of want, and we want this guy to be president, and we don't want this lady to be president, and we want this person to resign, and we want these people to clue in to what's going on, and we want all these things that do matter. They do, but we all know, and sometimes we get very distracted, that there's a whole other closer to you realm of things that matter. And those things are what really, really matter. You know, your family, your friends, your loved ones. So, I released that Kamala episode because I love for people to laugh, but I also like to put out little reality checks as well. This was definitely a reality check for me, myself. And I'm going to play it right now. He's discussed already that his son had this malformation on his brain. They kept bringing him to doctors. They thought it was his lungs. They gave him medicine. It made him put his guard down and thought there was nothing else to look into. And then his son ended up passing out, and I'll let him tell the story from here. Let's go.
I don't know. Sometimes I think somewhere in my mind, I have to think that yes, but he didn't show any stress respiratory. If he was something from his lung, but I'm like, bro, those was professional doctor and this, and then I trust that.
Yeah.
So I basically like put my guard down, and I remember being just getting in Dubai, and that day I was thinking like, oh, life is. Meanwhile, I'm not doing bad. Life is good. I went to the gym. Like, maybe I should go to club tonight. And I don't go to club. I don't go out. Like, man, come on. Which kind of guy are you? I went to the gym to work out. I'm in the bike cycling. Then I tried to call. I wanted to talk to him when I was on the phone, on the bike. Then I called his mom. His mom didn't pick up the phone. Then I'm like, after I'm done, I'm going to go take my shower, lay in the bed, and call him. And 30 minutes after, I was on the leg machine. My phone rang. It was my little brother. Say, bro, things are not going well here. I'm like, what? He said, Kobe passed out. He's not breathing. We are at the hospital. They kicked me out from the room. And I'm like, what's happened? And then as we are talking, he's also trying to get information. So I lost him for like 3-4 minutes. Then after, I call again, and then I'm talking to him while he's talking to the nurse. And the nurse was like, who are you? Are you his dad? He said, no. Then who are you? I'm his uncle. Where is dad? His dad is not here. Where? He's gone. Just like that. He's gone. What do you mean he's gone? How come he's gone? This kid was 15 months. He was bigger than 15 months. He was growing. He was the most joyful, happy kids around. Hey, what do you mean he's gone? Gone where? Bro, that was it.
Wow.
I thought I was dreaming. I thought they're going to say something. No, that's not true. Then I keep calling again. And everybody is confirmed. I call my mom. My mom is just on tear. Like, bro, what the fuck is this? And that was it.
Wow.
And I never realized I have been in the situation that I have seen people losing their kids, mourning, maybe definitely older kids. But I'm like, man, this must be hard, even though I can feel it. At that moment, I mean, you don't know like what could be your reaction. You don't know. I have been in the situation that I'm like, bro, I don't cry. I never cry. Oh, I mean, not like I never cry, but I don't just, it don't just happen. I don't know why. No, maybe because you don't have a reason. When you feel like something really hurt inside you, like you can breathe, it's hurting. That was it. And
And when did this happen?
April 27th?
So this before the Joshua fight?
No, after.
After the Joshua fight?
Yeah, April 27th. Almost 2 months after. That was it. And then all of a sudden, you realize how a kid that wasn't there 2 years ago have become a major part of your life, or if it's not like your life, then you realize that all the things that you were worrying about didn't mean shit at all. Nothing meant, like, nothing. It was the only thing at time that really mattered.
Yeah.
But it's not there anymore. But, one thing is that, my dad passed away. I was 15, and he got sick. Just stay at home for like months, and couldn't even go to the hospital. And get to the point that he couldn't even go to the bathroom on his own. Nothing. But I was 15. I was still at school. But I always tell myself, like, I was a kid. What could I have done? And then after a couple of years, I left school, and then I started thinking. I'm like, okay, I had an excuse when my dad passed away. I think I'm becoming an adult, and I still powerless. I still can't do anything if something like that happened. What happened if my mom got sick? Like, what happened if I have my own kids, like, some days, and they need me, or I will provide for them, like, or protect them? And those was one of the thought that I always have, like, pushing me living. Like, no, I need to do something. I need to take action. Then, after years, you get to the point that you feel like you can have it figured out. Like, okay, I can afford a health care for my family. I can take care if somebody needs to go to the hospital or whatever it is. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it. Then all of a sudden, your own kid, which is the one that rely on you, only you, you couldn't even do anything for him. You did, like, by the time you get to the hospital, he was gone. You couldn't fight for him. I'm like, bro, let me fight. Let me say I have tried. Let me say I did something. Let's make all this worth. What's the point if after all this, I get to the point that I'm still this powerless in front of a real situation? And that's hurt.
God,
That's hurt a lot.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. I can't
you.
imagine. I can't imagine. And it's also the pain of knowing there's nothing he could have done.
Yeah.
It's just a medical thing that he was born with.
Yeah, he was born with, because when it happens, everybody was confused. Nobody knows. So get home, then what should we do? Let's do an autopsy. That one was tough, because you think that they say, that they're gonna tear him, cut his head. Like, I mean, a kid that yesterday you were excited to talk to him, now they are talking about, like, cut him this way. Like, how come that is like? But, it's at least good to know what happened. Maybe that might save somebody in the future, because he's still a mystery there. So say, let's do the autopsy. That's when they find all this out. Yeah. The last time I saw him was me leaving Cameroon, going to the elevator, and he was with my little brother, and he didn't want me to go because he became my body so much that he didn't. When I'm around, he don't want me to leave him alone. He can, I can take him wherever I go. He might not don't eat. He doesn't care as long as he's with me. Like that was it. He was my mate. Like 15 months. He's barely walking, but you know when I walked in, you know that I walked in. They don't have to ask like who walked in. They know that this is that. You know, he reaction. Or then you start to think about all those little things, all those little things that you guys have. Just you and him. Then it's over. Then it's over. When he was the day that I was leaving, he was crying like wanted me to go with him. But I kept going. I knew that I'm going to be back. I have no clue that that was it.
Wow.
I always say I should have go back one more time. Spend one more day. I know. Hug him one more time.
Man.
Yeah. That was it. And then you get back in the apartment and see all his toys, the stuff that he was playing, the thing that you take from him the other day and put here is right there, but he's not there anymore and will never be there anymore. Yeah.
Oh man, his name was Kobe. He named him after Kobe Bryant. Man, such a sad story. Such a sad story. Probably because it's also a baby. That's still a baby. 15 months. That's a little baby. Oh man, it's only like 9 months older than my baby. Oh man, it's just you know, and the fact that he is a multi millionaire. I mean, he recently made like 20 million and 10 million. He's worth at least like $50 million, and it just shows that a lot of times, and I'm one of these people, right? Like you'll have the family, the small family, the kids, and you don't have the 50 million and you long for that 50 million. But right now, you could look at the corner of the screen and someone has the 50 million, has the millions of dollars, and he longs for that thing that you have. And you just can't take it for granted. Crazy story. And there's been a lot of sad things on the JRE. I feel like I don't want to start crying like Van Jones crying over a Trump election. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep it together here. Don't want to cry like Van Jones over Joe Biden. Um, but yeah, man, it just puts things in perspective. There's a lot going on, and I keep and I don't know how it happened, but this channel it turned political. I focus on a lot of political stuff. I do a lot of journalism on the other channel as well, and a lot of research, and it just kind of turned into that thing. But at the core of this channel, when I started, it was stuff like this, emotional stuff, you know, stuff that clues people into what's really important. Oh man, if you got kids or anything, or wife, anything, brother, sister, man, that's what really matters. And so often, if you really look at the majority of your thoughts, and if you were able to actually see them on paper or on a screen, you'd see that most of them don't really matter. They again, the fate of the country definitely matters. And I do feel like that is at stake within this election, but there's stuff that matters more. Definitely. There's definitely stuff that matters more. And shout out to Francis Ngannou for showing that to us today. And I've never heard him talk about this. And again, I thought they would not talk about this at all. It's like 9 minutes left to the podcast, 10 minutes left, and this is how they end it. This is how they end it. You know, Joe says sorry, and there's nothing that you can really say, because what can you say to make somebody feel better in this situation? And they end it. I think this is maybe the first time that he's told the story in full, you know, on a publication, on a platform. And shout out to him for doing that, you know, and for doing the autopsy as well, in hopes that, you know, give him a little bit of closure, his family, but then also maybe clue some other people in, clue those doctors in who thought it was just a lung thing, and now they realize, oh, if we see these symptoms again, we got to do a brain scan, you know. Again, sad story, man. Such a sad story. Click in to what matters, guys. You know, sometimes you got to step away from all the World Economic Forum demon elite people that are constantly trying to mold your reality and take hold of your thoughts and push you in certain directions, and really just focus in on your family, because in actuality, that is the best way to fight what's afoot right now. It really is good versus evil. And when you focus on your family and you focus in on what really matters, that's one of the best ways to fight them, because they want you distanced from that, because your family unit is part of your divine nature. That love that you experience for them, the love that you guys generate together, that is one of the ways to combat these demons that are currently trying to subvert the entire world. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, notifications, helps the channel. I'm out.